Hello, everyone, and welcome to the playoffs. The 2023 D-Glow is set to begin here in Milford, Michigan, and we've got BigBarri commentary bringing you all the action of this late season event here. This is going to be separated by tour points, so we are going to see the top 4 players in points here on our card today.
Reminder, you can watch Jomez ad-free on the Disc Golf Network. 1 month free, still available until Monday, August 21st with code JOMEZ. Click the link in the description. Check it out now.
Let's take a look here at the D-Glow course, Kensington Tobaggan course, number 8 on all the Disc Golf Pro Tour courses.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to cover 30 floors. This is a ton of elevation. And this course has been just revamped in so many ways with out of bounds added in so many places, and it's really going to be tricky. The conditions on round 1 are going to be sloppy. There have been delays throughout the day for lightning storms, and heavy rain was falling earlier in the day. I don't know how much rain is going to affect these guys as far as the actual rainfall, maybe a little bit here and there, but it's going to be the lightning delays. It's just going to kind of take people out of their rhythm as we see Gannon, Buhr, Isaac Robinson, Calvin Heimburg.
First.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't show Calvin first, because he is leading the way this season in so many statistical categories, as you can see there. 16% of the holes are just inside bullseye. And Ricky Wysocki, even missing earlier events this year with different injuries and whatnot, he is still here on the lead card. We can actually call this a lead card. This isn't just a feature group. This is a lead card. These are the people that are leading the way here.
Yeah, explain how.
Well, I mean, just the point series throughout the year, as we overlook hole 1, the new thing here is the out of bounds on the right side. Before that was casual, and now you are punished if you overturn your drive. But they are the points leaders, and this event is 150% normal points.
We're going to have a ceremonial first throw with 2 special guests. First on the tee, don't mess with him, Ben Askren.
Tournament director Nate Heinold. And here we have.
When they do that, I throw better. So you don't throw with shoes.
I've played at Funky Farms, and Ben does not wear shoes when he plays disc golf. That is the rule.
Don't delete that one.
We didn't delete that one, buddy. There's a better one.
This looks pretty good, but guess what?
Oscar Bravo.
Put that flag down. I don't play out of bounds.
Put that flag down.
Next on the tee, the world's funniest man, the machine, Bert Kreischer.
Paul Macbeth Play with the Champs featuring Bert Kreischer event happened the day before the event. Bert, obviously, super entertainer. All right, he definitely practiced. That's a good try. Yeah, there we go. And that is a signature move, folks. The shirt off. If you haven't seen Bert Kreischer's comedy, it's something to behold. I guess they're going 4th place first in terms of...
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't understand it.
So what's happening is all the points for the whole year accumulated. That's how they did every single card. So all the way from last tee time, that's last place on the tour in points, all the way to first, which is Calvin. And I guess they're going up from last, which is weird.
Okay. Ricky's drive puts him, I think, outside C1.
Did you tee off in order of your points yesterday?
I had no idea. I teed off first, so I guess I didn't.
Okay.
Now Calvin's going. What's happening?
Yeah, that's bizarre. They just messed it up.
It's like, whose line is it anyway right now?
They were distracted by how cool it was to see the celebrities go.
Calvin's got that overturned. And out of bounds early.
Next, from Lawrenceville, Georgia, Isaac Robinson.
There were certain pockets of time when the wind was a problem. I don't know if right now it's blowing too hard. Isaac's got this one turned over. Is it too low to get there? It's going to be a little bit short.
That's a great line, though. I feel like even with height, not going anywhere but inbounds.
Let's get to see Gannon Buhr a little bit more.
I'm Gannon Buhr, and I'm from Urbandale, Iowa. Last weekend at Idlewild, I was able to get my first Pro Tour win in the woods, so that felt really nice. I've definitely been known as like an open golfer, so it felt really good to kind of prove that I'm, not just a one-sided golfer. I can play in all conditions and in all different types of courses. So far for the 2023 season, I have 3 Elite Series wins on the Pro Tour and I have 2 Silver Series wins. So pretty solid, already being, probably 2/3 through the season. Obviously we still have a lot of big events coming up. It's been a little bit less consistent than I was last year. Last year I was able to pretty much stay in the top 10 every event, similar like what Calvin's doing, but Calvin's doing a lot better than I was last year. If the season ended today, I'd be pretty happy with my season already. But I think there's just room to improve, obviously, and if I can get another win, that'd be amazing. Deaglow has always been my least favorite course we play on tour, and the reason was because of the score separation with all the kind of like 550-foot par 3s that had no OB. The first couple of the notable changes I noticed was hole 1 and hole 18. Hole 1 has OB all inside the right side of the fairway, which in the past was kind of just a rough spot where you could easily scramble out of it and save your par, and now it's pretty much an automatic bogey if you go in there. And then 18 is a little bit different. Now we're seeing a par 4 as a finishing hole instead of a par 3. Tee shot's about the same. The only thing that's different is the right side is lined with OB now, and landing zone's just about the same where you want it to on the old hole 18, and you probably have 250 into the green after that with a very tight green, probably about circle's edge width, so got to be really precise there. I think it's going to be pretty drama-induced, as there's really no safe play on that hole. There's not really a shot you can be like, hey, I'm gonna lay up and take my par. It's gonna be like the drive is gonna be important to execute, and I think that's kind of how disc golf's kind of moving in a direction where there's not really gonna be that safe play anymore. We're kind of getting more towards you have to be able to execute the aggressive shot, and that's like the only option you have. So I like it because it kind of creates score separation, and in a way, I guess helps the better players kind of rise to the top a little more fairly. That way, the person who's throwing the best, but while still being aggressive and being accurate, is probably going to take the win. I'm really just looking to get a solid finish out here. Obviously, I'm always going for the win. I haven't played too great out here in the past, so I'm hoping maybe to get my first good finish at Deaglow. I've done a really good job this season of if I have a lead going into the final round, I'm able to keep the lead and win the tournament. So that's always a goal for me, just to start strong, get a good front 9 round 1 to kind of carry myself through the rest of the tournament.
I saw a statistic right before he teed off, right before that little piece that was kind of crazy. 43% from circle 2 this year.
Jeez, that's my C1 stats. Gannon's low didn't quite get the height right. And it's to note that we will actually have 2 locations on this hole, hole 2, and on hole 11. 3 holes with alternate pin placements. We've never had that out here before. Gannon from, that was C3, we'll call it. So that doesn't quite affect his 43% C2 stat. Ricky, scary putt going towards OB from 45. Elevated basket, drills it.
Let's see if, this won't be a good angle to see where that OB is, but take a look when somebody else's goes, because if that misses, I think it might be in because it's hyzering, but it'll be close.
Where the basket is just where the OB starts to break out to the right side. So I think he did have some space.
Oh,
Isaac,
man.
not to be outdone. That is the most Ricky and Isaac thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
You do know, and if Gannon was anywhere near there.
Yeah, he was just a little bit too far.
So far.
Calvin's got a similar length putt, but
trees in the way
for the 3. And that will be an early bogey with the new out of bounds on the right side.
I thought he was a little closer than that, but I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's a putt we expect to see him draw metal. And he hit the cage, but
It's a bonus putt.
it's a bonus putt, no doubt. And 5th hardest hole, actually, 3.14 average, the starting hole. The other position that you're going to see in round 2 is longer but straighter, and the OB that comes in close to the green is going to be on the left side. So it's going to be a completely different shot shape. As we take a look at hole 2, we are going to play the traditional long placement here on 2. Par 4, 680 feet, plays like 975 feet. We go to this we go over the blue to the yellow pin. On that right side, there's actually going to be bees. So really got to be careful that on your approach, you're not just getting up the hill, but you want to be left as well.
Is this turned? I don't... more than I thought. That is not that... He usually throws very overstable, and that ends up being perfect. You know what I mean? But that...
That took forever to get back over there, but what an incredible roll, too, to just put him right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, that's him knowing his disc very well. And this is a normal mortal shot right there.
Yeah, and that's just going to be a severe upslip. I think Ricky might have gotten high enough that he's got a flatter run-up, which is just huge to have on this second shot.
You think he's going putter second?
Yeah, good question. I don't know.
I bet like a pig. Or he likes
the slammer. Yeah, the old school pig.
Beautiful shot there, too.
Well, I guess that's the new school pig for him.
This is a shot that if you're at home practicing, you have admirations to go on tour. Annie, out of the hand, is a shot you'll need on the tour. Look at what they did. They made that fairway super big, all of them. That is very high technical shot, something that I really, really struggle with. And so when I see somebody, well, all these guys throw
all four of them
very well.
Yeah, it shaped the fairway perfect.
Yep, just something to note.
Very difficult thing to do to get the height right going up that steep of a slope. That is extraordinary effort from Calvin's tee shot. He didn't really get everything there, and to get to the crest of the hill is an absolute pump.
This is driver, so this is far.
That's
a little too turned. If it flexes, circles edge.
Watch out. Bees. Oh, he parks it.
Wow, way closer than I thought. Holy moly.
I thought he was, that little sign that you see on the left side is just warning players. I would say that if you struggle with the left or right, I'll say what I struggle with. Anything that goes uphill with a backhand is something I don't understand how people make it look so routine when the body is just going through a completely different orientation.
That's a mid-range, so not
but that
quite.
Looks perfect. Oh, Ricky's gone long. Of course, you just
should have went slammer.
This used to be a par 5. Nothing's changed with the hole. It's just called a par 4 now, and Ricky's long mid-range too.
Well, and I don't think it is a par 5
anymore. I don't think so either.
And we can tell by all these guys just having looks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the way the game has evolved, it's a unquestionable par 4 nowadays. Ricky Wysocki off to a great start.
Circle 2, circle 2.
Ricky won back here in 2013 with a bum leg. We didn't even know if he was going to play the tournament.
Yep.
His leg had a wrap on it, and he won sizably. Like he won.
It was purple and blue. His whole calf.
And he's just limping down the fairways, beating a whole field of people who weren't injured.
He didn't just beat everybody too. He walloped.
Yeah, it was an impressive performance.
A thrashing.
And Calvin, obviously the reigning champion of this event. Right on the center. Great starts for Isaac and Ricky. Only people in the field to birdie the first 2.
Huh.
You're lucky enough to see it here on Jomez. On to 3, we got a new OB on the right side. And I like this addition because you didn't want to be on the right side anyways. It was a nasty, nasty place. The OB on the hillside as well, that used to be safe. And the OB wrapping around the right side of the pin, that shouldn't really come into play so much. But the early stuff does come in play because as you're going downhill off this tee shot, your disc is picking up speed and it does tend to turn over a little bit more. These guys are probably going to go mid-range or fairway driver.
This is overcooked.
Yeah, I think Ricky's going to find that OB. Unless he gets lucky. He may. Oh, he just barely grazes off the edge of the hillside and stays inbounds by less than a foot.
Does widen as you go down the hill. Gets a little farther away. This is a heavy on. I'm not saying anything though, because it might just be good. It looked a little suspicious to me.
And it is OB. I think Isaac is going mid. At least that's what he was doing in practice. That one just got away from him a little bit. Name of the game on this hole, even though it is a 915-foot par 4 with a cool skip there for Gannon, is just keep it in the middle, because no matter where it lands, as long as you don't throw it straight into the ground, you're going to be close enough, at least all these guys are going to be close enough to get to the pin on their second shot. This is just a stock 550-foot carry for Calvin's Eagle.
Yeah, I mean, if
That is
we say this multiple times at tournament, if we could if we could just place somebody to throw the shot for you.
It would be him.
Yep.
It'd be that disc.
On this hole.
Isaac, an opportunity to save the par. This is going to be heading out left at, let's call it 40 feet.
Good dig.
Yeah, good dig. That was moving in pretty quick, and that you can see that OB getting close to the back side of the green there.
So Ricky's so far right that he is going to have to go with the sidearm to stay away from the low-hanging limbs on the right side. And that's skipping very well. That's
let's
perfect.
go. No C2 putt coming here. That is a bullseye. And that's a blind approach from that side. That right side with the hill makes the visibility of the basket completely impossible.
Heavy on the hyzer as well. Needs to not catch that flare skip.
Ooh, and it rolls backwards
Oh,
instead
what are
of
these
continuing its inertia towards the out of bounds.
You said no circle 2 putt for Ricky, but I don't like spoilers, really, Jerm.
Okay.
And what if he just like kind of whiffs that to circle 2?
Jeez. Yeah, I guess it's still possible. Just decides to
Yup.
just yeet it.
Isaac, weird lift.
Yeah, that was a good
yeah.
looking putt. Yeah, I think if you go from bullseye to C2, that is a full on, by definition, yeet.
Yes. Or roll.
Yeah.
Or just spits out and rolls, which isn't really that possible here.
Calvin in for birdie, left side low. Gannon in for birdie, center, kind of left side middle.
It's scary because with every kind of tester that Gannon makes, he just gains more and more confidence with that putter. And that's scary.
It's got to be fun for that man.
Oh. I hope so. If he's not having fun when he gets on the putting green, nobody has ever had fun.
For some reason, I feel like Isaac has fun. Like he the way he even throws the C2 putts is like it's like he throws them. He doesn't putt him. He throws them. And it just seems like fun. Onto the easiest hole at the course, actually. 3.64 average here on hole 4. Yeah. 580 feet. The only thing they've really done to make it harder, though, is add these steps to avoid people from out of position throwing the flick roller, which used to be a pretty common way to navigate the pesky trees there at the end of the fairway. You're going to see a lot of backhand hyzers and even some forehand anhyzers.
Also, when you're out of position, you could kind of hit a little lower and skip up the hill.
Yeah,
and play the little tricky skip.
Ricky, that was heavy on hyzer. That's going to put him in a really tricky spot, minus the fact that he's got the luck roll forward button activated. And Gannon looks like he is going to be doing the force over Anheuser flex shot. Decides to play it low. Yeah, you'll love that result.
Is that what you do?
I usually go high, but I might be a Gannon Buhr follower tomorrow.
Yeah, that looked
Well, actually today.
easy. Hurry.
Yes. Nice. That is such a tight window for the hyzer, and so many players seem to hit that perfectly, showing how dialed in.
Also needs to hurry.
Oh, just barely off, and that's just far enough back where this becomes very tricky.
Especially with no sidearm. Can't play it any better than that.
Jeez Louise.
That's
Wow.
ridiculous. As high as he could have thrown it.
And again, that's not like a flippy disc that he's doing a late turn. It's a immediately put on angle with a straight disc, which
Yep.
makes it even harder. It's like he's not navigating the gap in the way that you would traditionally think that somebody would. And there's a perfect example of the steps doing what they're supposed to do, preventing a shot from sliding up the hill. That is just textbook there for Calvin. Throw it to the spot, take the Toro, throw the forehand into the hillside, call it a day. So close it almost is difficult for
Yeah.
Gannon. I haven't seen too many forehand shots get that far. That's really good. I guess I understand why the low ceiling shot now. There is a big drop off on the backside of the green, which is why you don't see Ricky giving that a full send.
He thought about it, looked like. He took a little while to lay that up.
That was hard for him to do. Once again, Gannon misses and it goes in. Did that a few times last week at Idlewild where he was missing low and left, and it's still that's not a miss.
Yeah. It's got to be fun. It's got to be fun for him. Okay, you put Ricky, Isaac, Gannon on the same card.
Okay, we've done that. Check, check, check.
Who misses first in the circle? If any of them.
Oh wow.
That's fun. That's fun. Kind of.
Yeah. Who misses first in the circle? Calvin. Between those three. That's my guess. And it's only because Calvin's in the circle on every hole. He gives himself more opportunities.
Yes.
It's nothing about his putting.
Yeah.
So Calvin now back under par with the birdie stretch on 3 and 4. Actually, surprising stat I went past on hole 3 that 51% of the field take the birdie on a 900-foot par 4. That's impressive stuff. We are also down to the playoffs here where we're only playing with the top 73 players on tour.
Hole 5, par 3, 480 down the hill. Beautiful shot here.
One of the best holes.
Yes, I think everybody can agree with that. This needs to get on Anheuser at some point. It has. And now it needs to get a little love.
And
Kind of.
yeah, getting through all that stuff on that left side late is that we'll call that love. Once again, insert your favorite player here for this tee shot.
Do we want to insert Isaac with that midi, though?
No, I mean, you can over the course of 10 rounds. I'm sticking with Heimburg.
Yeah. What if Isaac doesn't even throw mid-range? He's not.
And he threw that.
Oh, wait. Is this? Yeah, this
He
is
threw
midi.
his archive in practice to bullseye. I'm surprised he's switching his disc up, but the results will speak for themselves here if he can get past this tree and go in the basket just for an easy ace. Okay, never mind. Perfect shot. The man's never seen a gap he can't hit.
This is going to be on Anheuser. Oh, no, that's not mid-range again.
Early release, just enough turn. Ricky actually shapes it essentially nearly perfect. But that was a little too close for comfort, I would imagine, for him right out of the hand.
Yep, and he's going to be left at circle 2.
Which he's only been 2 for 2 so far.
This was
so.
way shorter than I thought.
Yeah,
Like
same.
Yeah, I thought he was in that second set over there.
Goes horseshoe putt, gets a little roll out to Dinkersville.
Can he get 3?
Just low. Good line. Again, there's OB long enough or close enough on the backside that if you give that proper height, but it misses right side, I think with Ricky's pace, he finds OB long.
Yeah.
Isaac. Just the way he slings it in there. Isn't that it's kind of like a little beach toss?
Yeah.
It's very casual in nature, but very effective. Nothing casual about this man's form, and oh my gosh. That's not what I meant by dinker, but
yeah,
he dinked it.
Yeah. 1 man down. We have Ricky and Isaac left. You don't see that often.
No.
We saw it one time
Shocker.
last week in Idlewild as well. He just lost a little focus and the same miss. Pulled it a little bit. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on that. I don't think he'll be
think
doing that again this round. But
it's not a common mistake we see, for sure. 3 birdies, halted with a bogey, missed there for Gannon. Isaac with the only birdie. Doesn't have a par so far, yet he's 3 under par. Moving on to the 6th hole. It looked like was that the right tee? Did we start from the, if so, it was a very quick initial start there. Either way, it's going to be a turnover or a roller. I don't really think anyone's going to go forehand off the tee, although it is a left to right shape initially.
Created our drones. Got those fast drones. Oh, ha, you hit a little tree branch.
You're 300 feet or 280 from the pin. Perfect.
Mid-range.
And it's just too wide.
No.
Just turns in time. Okay. That one leaning branch on the left side, you can see there's one that's just a little bit more crooked than the others. That's the one that is the edge tree to avoid. Ricky going heavy Anheuser out of the hand, and that's going to be a problem. But he's doing that to avoid that one tree.
Everybody going mid-range Anheuser. Surprised. I feel like you can get to the same spot with a sidearm, and you can get really far with a flippy roller.
Well, the backhand Anheuser shapes that fairway.
Yes.
It avoids you, or it allows you to miss that tree by more. Whereas the forehand is going to get pretty close to it. Ricky from out of position, just go ahead and put it to 20 feet, dude. Wow.
With a little standstill flicker. Wow.
It's why he's the best at scrambling. I mean, that was a 340-foot shot from a standstill. Just nailed it.
And that was looking good. Catches a branch, though. Shoots him down. He's going to be circle 2 with a bad footing. And
really tough second shot for a backhand Anheuser player. Or a backhand... He's not even an Anheuser player. He's a backhand, like, straight disc thrower. And you don't really have the width on the left side to take the straight disc and move it far enough right.
this is wide, but I kind of...
Just narrowly missing the line. Hard to see, but there are a few skinny ones on that left side here. And I tell you, this hillside right now, with all the rain that we saw, sketchy.
Oh, okay, be careful. Don't hit that trampoline right there. One of the things about this round, too, is they're teeing off so much later than what they thought they were going to be teeing off.
Yeah.
They were supposed to tee off at 3. I think they ended up teeing off at like 6-ish.
Yeah.
And so maybe 5, 6, something like that.
That was just as center as could be.
And it was just raining all day, some lightning strikes. So the whole course is just a muddy mess. It's wet. Everything's wet. I think that's a problem with like a couple of those upshots too, is the footing coming through is really tough. Oh no.
Yeah.
How is that? How do you do that?
How do you miss it and then not roll?
Yeah.
On these buckets? I don't know. I generally try to avoid hitting the base.
Or the tray.
Or just the target in general.
That is not true.
Yeah, there's so many places where your approach is just, I mean, especially in this hole. I think 6 was one of the muddiest fairways all the way to the green that there was on the course. And Ricky Wysocki, look at that start right now. Awesome.
Hole 7, par 4, 667. This is the turtleback? Turtleback hole. Out of bounds right now. All on the right side up there.
And here's the turtleback.
Yep, there's the turtleback. You just want to throw a flat to hyzer shot. Pushes into the fairway a bit. Missing left is what you would like to do. And then you'll have a little scramble shot into the green. With these guys' power, they can get so far to have like a putter approach, though.
This is a shocking statistic that this is the second easiest hole. The right side OB adds a tremendous amount of difficulty to this. A lot of times you will see people pulling their shot a little bit right off the tee. As you see, Gannon's going at it with an overstable driver. He's going to hyzer in time. That's actually really good drive. But even though he's done a great drive, there is a gap he still has to hit on this next shot.
Yeah.
And if you hit a tree, more than likely you're kicking right.
And even where Ricky was, he was early left, but he has a pretty big gap as well.
Ooh, this needs to get overstable. And good kick away from OB, but that is going to be an angle that he is not going to like. Just because he's on the downslope.
Running up the hill is tough.
Even Kate Hill doesn't want to go. Or Kate Bush? I think it's Kate Bush doesn't want to go running up that hill.
Oh, no.
Calvin, does he find OB? I think he does.
Very easy mistake. So this is going to be mid-range hyzer. That's too heavy on the hyzer and going to be going down the hill. Keep an eye on it. There are a bunch of little bushes and thorns, and
Yeah, ugly.
he's going to
nasty
come out of
things.
there wet
Yeah.
as well.
And here's what you can see. The hillside, not just for the challenge of the run-up, but the actual available... Oh, boy. Is that going to pull into the OB? Yeah. The access to the actual fairway was minimal because of how much the hill got in the way. Same for Calvin.
Needs to hurry. Wow.
Okay. That is incredibly fortunate.
Isaac looked like he took a bad kick off a tree limb. It looked like it was actually having the right shape to it. This makes it easy. But like you said, still a pretty tough gap. Ooh, that's
he
why.
misses it. That is a shot he will be thinking about tonight.
And I'm surprised he didn't go sidearm flex there. He was
Yeah,
talking about doing it on 2 last week at
It's a
Idlewild.
very useful. He has that shot in the bag. I'm surprised too. It opens up the gap really nice.
Stays away from the OB.
And look how far away he is now. This is just in 50% territory for him.
Look at even from down there. It was just right on line to the target. I mean, he was 50 short of making it, but
Yeah.
I didn't know at first.
Ricky gonna land that one next to the pin.
Second easiest hole on the course, and they're kind of having some tough work on it here.
There were more birdies than pars. That's a surprising statistic. Calvin, a good run. That would have been for par. Isaac's got that left for the bogey. Very rare that we see our lead group go 2 over on the second easiest hole. I thought this would have been closer to the middle of the pack as far as hole difficulty goes, but kind of says a lot about how this course plays. There's just a lot of holes that play just above or just below par. And that's why they added all this OB. They wanted to get the scoring separation up. Kevin Jones off to a hot start, 5 through 7. And this is the FBOT on 8, so you're not quite seeing the initial challenge of the tee shot, which is going through a very low ceiling branch. Very hard to get your drive left, and you have to go left. There is new out of bounds on the right and left side of the fairway, and that left side OB wraps around the back side of the green, making it very challenging.
And not only that, but
this is probably going OB straight. Yes, it is.
not only that, but if you land short of the gap, you're out of bounds as well, and you have to go to a drop
that's
zone.
a.
So
You're not in bounds right now.
right. It's an island hole, essentially.
This, yeah, essentially plays as an island hole. My only issue with the gap off the tee is that branch is a beautiful branch. Everything underneath that branch, I would like to see cleaned up to give players an opportunity to actually use the height that should, in my opinion, should be available to the player in order to get the drive as left as they'd like to have it. So that's nice and high and just barely underneath those limbs. That's about as good as you can throw it.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty wide open into the green. Slight Annie. Ricky has a tough task here. He's got to go so far on Anheuser. You'll see the early miss right as a problem usually, and there it is. Yeah, those high branches will snag you.
All these branches are getting thicker, and they're reaching out more and more into the empty space, and it's making this approach shot get harder every year.
They're growing. They're growing as a person.
And so is Gannon. He is still growing and growing as a person, and he's going to be out of bounds early at the corner.
I like this. No, actually, maybe it's too heavy. No, that's it. Okay.
That is accessing the only open airspace in the high side. He finds it pretty well.
He's like a mid-range guy, so when he throws a mid-range, you're usually like, I like this.
Calvin going mid-height, not going for the high spike hyzer, not going for the low skip shot, and finds a great alley, connects on a branch, but still close enough. Gannon with bogey coming. Ricky to save par. Oh, ready to run it in. Just didn't quite activate the hyzer at the end. It's strange. I kind of liked it out of his hand as well, and then he just airballed it low and right. That was an optical illusion.
Yeah, a little too much pace probably for it to hook up on the hyzer right at the end.
So birdies for Isaac and Calvin. That is a good birdie to get on the fourth most difficult hole. Very interesting stat line here, though. This is a perfectly even spread, 33% birdie, 33% par, and 34% bogey and above. There were 10 players with double bogeys, so only 9 other people besides me.
I found the bogey on it.
My drive was right where Calvin's was and double bogeyed it. Wow. Right in the middle of the fairway, and still managed to take 2 birdies all in one hole.
I didn't even make the gap.
We've got a new hole 9. This is a shortened 9, shortened par 3. Used to be another 70 feet left and longer, and now it's one of the only 3 holes that you can see off the tee on the entire course.
Mid-range, is it? Yes, I think whatever it is.
Yes, well said.
Yep, that is pretty good.
Very well said. Isaac going to be short right, and it is what it is over there.
Mm-hmm. Is what it is, they say.
Calvin going to get this thing. Is it? Yeah, it's going to start moving right. Is it long enough? Maybe, if without that tree.
Still circle's edge. I'll give that a run.
Downhill significantly, maybe 30 feet below the player's feet. So we've seen some fairway drivers, even mid-ranges, get all the way to this pin, which is crazy at 472.
That's Ricky, a midi.
Yep. Just keeping it going. Just getting that nose up a little bit, allowing the disc to just continue to travel. Pick the right stability and let it go.
Oh, no.
I think he was just trying to match Ricky's shot and just ended up overturning it, maybe with a slick tee, maybe just a bad release. But either way, he's going to be out there kind of in the wide open. And surprising with all the OB that we have on this course, that this shot 100 feet right could be in bounds. And just a wide open pitch up hyzer, he's going to be probably very close. Bye-bye.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
That is rolling. Oh, not
Maybe not too terribly far, but Calvin, another C2 bid, just barely low. And Ricky high.
You're going to find yourself at circle's edge or just outside a billion times on this course, no matter how good you are.
Yeah.
It's going to be rare that we see somebody kind of get through with having to make little tap-ins all day.
The course is just too long. The way it's designed is not to be shredded anymore. Yeah. The design has changed so much from when Macbeth shot his 18 under. And even then, it was amazing that he found a way to a little dance there on the green with Ricky and Calvin. But even then, it was just unbelievable that he was able to manage all those different shot shapes. And the course then and the course now are just two completely different animals. This place is designed to make a player sweat. And even though it's a little chilly, the players are out there sweating. 5 under is the mark for Bradley Williams, Kevin Jones, and Aaron Gossage. And Andrew Presnell as well. So incredible starts there, because the back 9 you're going to see it just gets...
Yeah, it's very tough.
One of the harder back 9s on the open courses. We talk about Northwoods Black all the time as being one of the most treacherous back 9s, but this is also a Nate Heinold place. He likes to make the players think. He likes to make the players just uncomfortable. And so you're going to see that here in this back 9 coming up. A lot of times the game plan is get the birdies in the front 9 and then just try to shoot even on the back. We'll see how that plays out as the playoffs continue. Round 1, back 9 coming right up.